Welcome to season 2 of the Root of All Broth. I'm Kathleen Hill, and this is the show where we talk about the inspirations behind the foods that we cook. Fall is finally here, and our inspiration for today is foods for a crowd. The holidays are coming up, whether you're making food for your family or you're making food for multiple families. This is a recipe that you can use, and it's very simple to do. It's a beautiful ham. So let's get started. Okay guys, what I'm working with is a Smithfield shank. This is a fully cooked deli ham. So whether you buy a fully cooked deli ham or a partially cooked ham, you want the internal temperature to be 145. So like I said, I have the oven set to 325 and we'll cook this for 18 to 20 minutes a pound. This is a 9.5 pound ham. So we're gonna cook it for about 2.5 hours or maybe a little bit more. All you're gonna need for this recipe is a wonderful ham, some Dijon mustard, and some brown sugar. Of course, if you're gonna just serve it as ham slices, you'll wanna have some side items, but I'm also gonna show you a beautiful sandwich you can make with it. So if you're not lucky enough to have a bunch of people around you to share your ham, you can use ham in multiple ways. Casserole, sandwiches, sliced. So let's get started cooking this beautiful ham. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the oven now, and I'll meet you back when it's been cooking for about 2 hours. One more thing before we put this ham in the oven. I'm actually using a deep roasting pan. As you can see here, it's sitting on a rack. That means all the drippings will fall into the pan. And also you can see that there is skin on this ham. You can either score this and actually cook it all the way through and serve that with the ham, or you can actually take that off after about 2 hours, which is what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to show you how to score the fat and make it a beautiful ham and how we glaze it. So I'm about to go put it in the oven. It's a very simple process, and like I said, I'll see you back in about 2 hours. Okay, it's been 2 hours and I took the ham out. If you bought a ham that was already a spiral cut ham, you would want to tent that so the ham doesn't dry out. But now this fat around the outside of the ham is really nice and soft, so we can trim off this excess skin here, and then I'm going to show you how to score it. Okay, I have trimmed off the fat on this ham. This ham was not extra fatty. Last time I cooked the ham was very, very thick. Like the fat was almost a ½ inch thick. This was not that thick. So now I'm going to score it, and you're going to go around the bone. You don't want to go down into the ham. You just want to score that fat, go around and follow the shape, and kind of come down. And then what I'm going to do, so I'm then going to score it going this way. Like I said, there was not a lot of fat on this ham. It was a leaner ham than I expected. So now we're going to glaze it. I made a glaze of 3 heaping tablespoons of Dijon mustard and ½ a cup of brown sugar. And we're just going to put this all over the outside of this ham. So don't worry if your scoring's not perfect. Don't worry. Practice. This ham threw me for a loop because it was a little less fatty than I expected it to be. But make sure you glaze it really good, and then that way it'll lock in that moisture too. So if you get down to some ham, I have actually bumped up the temperature on the oven to 425, and we're just going to cook this for 30 minutes now and let this glaze set in. I'm going to put it back in my roasting pan. I did take it out of my roasting pan to trim that fat. It won't be too hot. You need a surface that's really good and stable to cut. Look at this beautiful glaze. If you want to, at the corners of your hash marks, you can put cloves. I'm not going to do that because we are going to cut this up fairly soon, because the next episode we're going to be using some of this wonderful ham and the bone for soup. So stick around next week. We will have that recipe for you. We don't want to waste food. Okay, let's get it back in the oven. Okay, we just got it out of the oven. Now we're going to slice our ham. So whether you're wanting to please a crowd with our ham here, we have sliced up with a sweet potato, chipotle, and cayenne pepper, and paprika mix, and some Brussels sprouts, or you want to serve up the ham individually on a beautiful croissant with some Boston lettuce Swiss cheese, which is my favorite way to have ham. Ham is a crowd pleaser. It's super simple, it's delicious. You can get it anywhere. And like I said, later on this week, I'm going to show you how to use that ham bone. So make sure you keep your ham bone, put it in the freezer if you're not ready to make the vegetable soup quite yet. And I'm going to show you how to make that vegetable soup. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please hit the subscribe button. 98% of you aren't subscribers and you're just viewers. And I've had thousands of views and we're so excited about that, but I'd love to have you as a subscriber as well. Hit the like button and ring the bell for notifications, and we'll see you real soon.